If you are someone who want to get into Gen AI agents, but you cannot because you don't know coding, this video is for you. The landscape for coding, including agentic coding, is going to be changed. And this is not vibe coding, this is next level. This just came out, but this is where the industry is headed. And I'm pretty confident that all the big tech companies, including Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Meta, Nvidia, they will adopt this. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Raj. I switched my career from the mainframe to cloud, and then I eventually got into big tech, which is AWS. More importantly, I have helped many of my students switch their career to cloud and Gen AI. With that being said, let's get started. So these are the building block of agents. Agent needs a large language model. Agent also needs a bunch of code. This code is connected to different tools to perform different tasks, such as getting weather, the hotel price, calculate tax, etc. This code also needs to integrate with memory, short-term and long-term, so that it can remember your conversation, so you don't have to repeat yourself every time you start an agentic chat. Next is the implementation. How do you implement each components? Large language model in Amazon Bedrock. The code could be using one of the agentic frameworks such as Strands, LangChain, LangGraph, etc. Memory could be managed by Agent Core. The tools can be called using MCP. But the most important part is this code part, right? Because this code is the one which is connecting to the tool, invoking the tool, managing the memory, or invoking other agents. And how do coding happen today? Either you write it by hand or you vibe code. But even when you vibe code, you need to read it, right? So if you are someone who do not know coding, you can vibe code, but it's very difficult to create something amazing if you cannot even read what the agent actually created. So the code is dependent on human comprehension. It relies on developer to tweak and maintain. It can vibe code it, but if you want to showcase this to get a job, to get interview, or even work at a real project, you need to know what that code is doing and explain it to others. So you see, this is very human-centric. Including vibe coding, the code is being written keeping human in the center. So the next evolution is, how can you make agentic code so large language model can read and generate faster? All the if-else logic or all the for loop, large language model has to comprehend what they are doing. But how can you make it faster so the code is being written for agents to understand it faster and change it more efficiently? So the code must be optimized for agents and not humans. And this is the next evolution, and it started. This just came out this week. Trust me, this will be the next big thing in coming years. Okay, so to understand what happened, let's understand the current flow. So current flow is, you talk to a coding agent like Cursor, Copilot, Visual Studio Code with Klein. Hey, code a Strands agent in Python to do this. Cursor opens up a Python file called strandagent.py, and then it creates a code. The code can have tools, so you will write the tool as @tool, and this tool does web search, right? So you will have the name of the function, what does this tool do, because that's how LLM knows what this tool does, and then LLM is vibe coding bunch of code, right? So, and the code will continue. So next time you want to change it, either you read through it, another person reads through it, or the LLM changes it. But what if the code does not need to be human readable? What if you can prompt directly in the code? With this new feature, this is what the same code will look like. On previous iteration, web search, and then bunch of code, right? With this new feature, you will prompt directly in the code. So instead of you asking the agent to code, let's say research news, this is all the code has. Inside the code, you have this @AI function. So this is from Strands. And then you say research and summarize the current news regarding the following stock symbol. You pass the stock symbol. Another such function is @AI function definition. The name of the function is write_report. And you prompt directly in the code. In the comment, write a HTML report comparing the trend of the following stocks. Then you give some more variable names. This is it. This is the Python program. And when you execute this program, the code is dynamically generated by the LLM runtime. So the code is not in the Python. LLM dynamically generates the code and execute it. So you don't need to know what code is generated behind the scene, and when you come to change it, you just change this prompt or the comment in the code. You don't need to understand the code, or you don't need to think whether it's optimized or not. Now again, this is early days, so we don't know whether the code it is generating is good or bad. So once I show you the demo, we can see the code it is generating. But trust me, this will be the next evolution, because this takes away the bottleneck of making the code human readable. Once you convert all the codes to just prompt inside the code, it will be way faster for the agents to create something or change something. So before, code was the most critical part, and now LLM becomes the critical part, because before you just vibe code with LLM and the code gets created, then you read the code, right, do everything in the code. But now it's just prompt and everything is sent to LLM in the runtime, right? So LLM becomes the critical part. So all the LLM benchmarking for coding will become more important. So let's see this in action with a demo. So I'm going to use the GitHub library that AWS already published, but I'm gonna change a couple things so it's a little bit easier to test and explain. So this is Strands Lab's AI function. And for our demo, we are going to use this stock report, okay? So this is basically going to compare two different stocks and then give you a report. Okay, I made this change. I enabled logging to see what code it is generating. Okay, so if I scroll down, research news, and this is an AI function, and all it is doing is a prompt. Research and summarize the current news regarding the following stock, then it gets a list of the stock. So if I go here, research price, use the Yahoo Finance Python package to retrieve the historical price of the stock in the last 30 days. Return a data frame with columns. You didn't need to code. If you had to code it, you needed to know what is the data frame, the pandas, all that stuff. Now there's another function which is writing a report. This is also AI function. Writes a HTML report comparing the trend of the following stocks. And the cool thing is you can mix and match. So you can have this AI function, and now you can also do regular function if you want. Okay, so then I'm going to run this. Ooh, look, it actually generated a little bit of code. So let's see. Look, it generated this Python code just from that comment. This does take a little bit of time. Prompt goes to LLM, LLM generates code, then the code is run. All right, so program has run. Okay, so we can check the HTML report. So if I open this, look, it created this HTML, Apple versus Amazon stock analysis, Apple 6.28, oh no, 14%, all my Amazon stocks, okay? Isn't that cool? Like 20-30 lines of code did all this. Okay, so this is create the complete HTML report. Okay, this is the right report. So write a HTML report comparing the trend of the following stocks, da, da, da. So this prompt created this code. That's pretty cool. Okay, sign into my newsletter. I'm going to send a detailed newsletter explaining a little bit more detail about the code and instructions. Back to the video. So what are some considerations? So with this model, LLM is invoked more times, right? For each function, it is basically calling large language model to generate the code. So it will be expensive. Security concerns. Attack vector just got transformed from the actual code, which you can scan using static scanning tool, dynamic scanning tool, to the prompt. If someone gives a bad prompt or someone just somehow changes couple words in the prompt, it could open up massive security hole. Someone comes and edits the prompts as delete whatever table you have access to. And because the attack vector is just the natural language, the current security tools are not good enough. It needs to be changed. Also, the code generation is non-deterministic. What this means is, and you see this as well, if you send the same prompt to the same LLM 2 different times, most of the times it generates 2 different things. If you ask it to write a story or write an infrastructure as code for a microservice, One time it will generate one way, another time it will be similar, but it will generate something little different. Same way, one time it might dynamically generate really efficient code, the other time might generate inefficient code. We don't know all these parameters yet. And for the current way of doing things, LLM generates the codes, then you check if the code is good and change it and then run it. In this case, code will be generated while running. So you can only inspect the code after it runs, and no guarantee same code will be generated next time. This is the same prompt. Run 1, it can generate some code one way. Run 2, it can generate a different code, might be inefficient. So at the end of the day, my goal is this. How can you utilize this, right? I don't care what things are happening. My goal is to get you a better job, help you switch career. Working backward from that, you and I cannot control the trend. Even if you think this is bad, it will be bad security, etc. If corporations can make more money by going faster, and by going faster means adopting this, they will do that. I have seen the same thing with cloud and Kubernetes. When the cloud first came out, people said there are security challenges, there is this gap, da da da. It didn't stop cloud, right? Because you cannot stop innovation. Same thing with Kubernetes. When 10 years back it came out, people said, oh, this is too complex, no one's gonna adopt this. Lambda going to win. Look, I like Lambda, right? I even have a Lambda sign on my back. This has been there for like 10 years. But look what happened. Kubernetes went ahead. So you and I cannot control the trend, and the only way I have been successful, I have successfully switched my career from mainframe to AWS, really went deep into Kubernetes. I became a principal solutions architect on Kubernetes and serverless. Only way is learn it and adopt it. So all you can do is capitalize on this trend, because what this does is it lets you get into this GenAI agentic ecosystem without knowing how to code. So what does that mean? It means general solutions architect will be more in demand. So if coding becomes a less critical factor, what things become more critical? Your knowledge of system design, your knowledge of trade-offs, pros and cons, your knowledge of infrastructure. What are the different infrastructure components? How do you explain it to executive? How can you work backward from the customer, right? All those will be more important. And who does all these things better? Generalist, general solutions architect. Mark my words, I'm super confident on this one. So how can you use this? So learn this Strands Lab. I'm sure other companies are going to create similar frameworks as well. No one's gonna sit on the sideline on this, and showcase this in your body of work. For a couple years, this is my prediction time, if I can put a tinfoil hat, right? For a couple years, both will exist. The vibe coding, traditional coding, and this prompt in the code directly coding. Then full coding will only be used in sophisticated areas. Like we switched from assembly language to high-level abstraction. Assembly language and closer to the kernel coding only exist in hedge funds, right? Because there each millisecond matters. So that's when you need to know very detailed. Same thing will happen. All the general software will be done using this prompt in the code based coding, not vibe coding, prompt directly in the code, so that LLM can read and generate code and run it dynamically. And full coding, the coding that we are doing today, will only be used in sophisticated areas where optimization and extreme performance matters. Hopefully this information gives you an edge, so now you can get in. With that being said, I'm gonna make more videos on this, so please subscribe to this channel. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.